Folks, I want to welcome you back to Wyoming Old Iron, and today we're going to do a GE dryer. This particular dryer got hit in a lightning strike. It is a GFD55 is the model series. The transformer on the circuit board, which is right here, is cooked, wide open. If you look, both of these pieces here are called varistors. Both of those are blown. So you can tell it got hit in a power surge. Now the problem is, you don't know till you change the board if there's something else wrong. So what we're going to do here, we're going to unplug this. And fortunately, all these connectors are what we in the industry call idiot-proof. You really can't get them wrong. And I have the video to fall back on if I need it. And we have a wire clip here. Let me grab a pair of needle nose. Oh, we got two of them. Okay, so the way I knew the transformer was bad is if you look at it, make sure you can see this. This is your transformer right here. If you look at it, there's a 4-pin side and a 2-pin side. You flip it over, and your 2 pins are right here. And I scraped the plastic coating off the back of the board and put an ohm meter on it, and it's wide open. So we know that board's bad. This little board here doesn't come with the new one, so we pop it out and hope. There we go. Okay, slide it back in. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the board in its mount before we put the wires back on, or we're going to try to. There we go. So I have this little box of goodies. And one screw back here that holds this in. And we'll put all the connectors back on. And that's all there is to that. Now I'm going to go ahead, because I got to move this dryer to plug it in. I'm going to go ahead and reassemble it. And I want to catch this so that you know how to get it apart. I'm going to scoot it back here a little bit. Make sure you can see it. Okay, this is one where I'd like to meet the GE engineer in a dark alley with a lead pipe that thought this was a good idea. Anyway, roll the control panel over. I should show you this, I guess. There's this little slot here, and these screws with these plastic retainers. You set the top down over it, and then you actually pull the top back. If you've ever fixed any amount of appliances, you'll know that normally these tops move this way, not this way, to install them. There we go. Only took about 6 tries longer. Now, this isn't the bad part yet. So you put these 4 screws back in here. Then this is the part where I'd like to beat the engineers. So that's another slide mount over there. And you've got a screw underneath of here on the left side as you face the front. And it is a plastic threaded screw. And then you slide that in, that locks it in. I forgot about that. Anyway, you've got this left-handed screw over here. And I missed anyway. This is what I don't like about these. Anyway, if this is installed in your laundry room, and if this is installed with the wall over here, or the washing machine over here, what do? You got to move things around to get the thing apart, scratch the floors. Not my favorite cup of tea. Oh, that's right. I missed 2 screws. I'm sorry. I pop this back in and I'll show you what I missed. Yeah, there's screw holes there. And sorry about that. I had set these 3 screws down and I wasn't sure where they were. So what happens is this hides. All these salespeople want to go with this no exposed screws thing because it looks so good, but it creates all these problems. And then there's this little tab that goes in here to cover this screw. Now GE, you might read on some of these, some GEs used to have a screw under the knob you could pull. That made at least some sense. This system makes no sense at all. So then the power cord on this was removed so the people could use, they had a spare dryer. I've got to put a test cord on it real quick, and then we'll plug her in and see if she runs. Okay, folks, as you can see, it now powers up, which is more than it did before. It's because before it was deader than a doornail. So now, press the power key, spin the lights. Let's try opening and closing the door. Okay, so, and there's really no way to test this. Well, like I said, this thing got hit by lightning. It has evidently damaged the user interface. Before, this board was dead. Wouldn't power up at all. Now it comes on, but it won't accept any commands. So the user interface has been corrupted as well. So I'll be ordering a user interface because the parts are under warranty for this thing. And we'll go from there. So I'll bring this back when I get a user interface in. Hey folks, it's the next day after you saw me working on this dryer, and just goes to prove that even though he's done this for 40 plus years, doesn't know it all. I was breaking down the box that the part came in, and folded under the flap of the box was this instruction sheet. Turns out that this circuit board has to be programmed. And I was thinking back, I don't think I've ever done this circuit board. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try programming this board and seeing if this dryer works. So you do that, you get a 0 here. Let me back this up a little bit so you can see. You get a 0 in the display. So now on the back, with the model number, it tells you what the programming number that it's supposed to have is. So you keep, in this case, they call it the personality, which is 21. Okay? So we've got 21, and then press and hold start for 3 seconds. It says the board will reset and start up using the personality selected. Now the next thing it tells me to do is unplug it. You always leave them unplugged for at least 5 to 10 seconds. Allow any capacitors on the board to discharge. Okay, now we're going to hit power. Came up. Cottons. Start and it works. So I found that, thank God, before I called. Again, this part was under warranty. It wouldn't have been a big deal. But I found this before I got that part ordered. And this, had this been in the box with the part where I could have seen it, wouldn't have been a big deal. But it was folded up and wrapped up under a flap of the box. And I didn't find it until I went to break the box down and throw it away. So we'll make sure this dryer heats. Now I don't know, in this shop it's probably 40 degrees right now, so it's not going to raise the temperature inside of this dryer much as it goes through. But as long as we feel a little bit of heat, we'll call it good. Sometimes it's easier if you block off the exhaust. That'll let the heat build up in there for a short time so you can feel there is some heat. Okay, we got no heat. What we're going to do now, it says it's on high, it says it's on eco dry. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go time dry. Time dry usually, and we're going to hit more time. And we're going to hit start. Time dry usually bypasses any sensor settings. Like there's no wet clothes in here, so the dryer is running, but it doesn't sense any moisture, so it doesn't turn on the heat. The older dryers with timers that of course I cut my teeth on, you'd just turn them on and they'd heat. Some of these newer ones you have to fool them. Yeah, now we have heat. So we're sure the element works. We're sure the board works. So this dryer is fixed. So I guess the lesson here is inspect your boxes carefully for instructions when you're dealing with newer boards that might need to be programmed. Thanks for watching. If you think you're learning anything, please hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll be back with more on the Easy Washing Machine here shortly.